Today, I want to show you how to create a group calendar in Google Calendar. First things first, we're going to need to go over to Google Calendar, and from your main Google Calendar interface on the left pane, you'll see where it says My Calendars, and then it says Other Calendars. You're going to want to click the plus sign next to Other Calendars, and then Create New Calendar. Give it a name. You can give it a description if you want. It's not required. The one thing you want to make sure you have set is the correct time zone, which would be your local time. It should auto-correct to whatever time zone your end users are in. So this one, my time zone is Eastern, so I've had it set to that. And then create calendar. All right, so now you can see that the calendar has been created. So you'll go into calendar settings, and you'll configure the following settings. You want to leave automatically add all invitations to the calendar selected. If everyone that is using the calendar is within your domain, then you would leave this unchecked. If you have people from outside your organization, say you're teaching a class and you have people from the outside, then you would make this public. So you would select that. It'll warn you. Just click OK on the warning. And then I'm going to skip past this next one for a second. Under your notifications, you can add notifications, and these would show up on for you, not for everybody. Everyone would have to set their own notifications, how they would like them configured. It's going to give you some options down here on some websites. The very top one where it says public URL to this calendar, this is the link that you'd want to share with your group. I suggest putting it in a shared location on the Slack channel where you'd normally share links, or if you have a Trello board on your Trello board, just a central spot where people can find it. Because then they would take this and they would integrate it with their own personal calendar. Now, if you're using Slack, there is an app that does integrate with the Slack channel. I've worked with several people, and it's just not real intuitive, not a real easy way, not user-friendly. I would suggest not installing that and just sharing this web address here that they can integrate with their own calendar. So let's jump back up here a second to the share with specific people or groups. So we have it public so they can see all the events. Now, if you have people within your group that you would like to give the ability to add appointments and events to the calendar, you would have to add their email addresses individually down here and then give them the appropriate right of make changes to events or make changes in managed sharing. That's one way to do it. The second way to do it would be to create a Google group and put everybody in the Google group that needs access to the calendar. At that point, you would deselect this, and then you would just have to add one address here, which would be the address of your Google group. Then they could see it. So say you had a Google group, you would give the group see all events. That way everybody in the group would not be able to create an event. And then you could still add people specifically, even if they're in the group, but add them specifically and give them the expanded rights to create events. So to create a Google group, go to groups.google, and you can create a group, and you would give the group name, and then you'd give it an email address. The suffix is already there for you, so you would just give your internal name for that group, and then you would add people to the group. Once it's created, it would show up in this interface here, and you could add members.